15 Pro is getting closer, and normally this is the point where buying the current iPhone starts feeling like a really bad idea. Because why would you spend all this money on iPhone 17 Pro when the next one could literally be around the corner? But I've been using my iPhone 17 Pro for months now, every single day. The hype has worn off. I know exactly what I like about it and what annoys me about it. And more importantly, I know which of these features I actually use. So if you're looking to buy an iPhone right now, I think there's a much more interesting question. Is the iPhone 17 Pro still worth buying? Or should you keep your money and wait for whatever Apple does next? Because after living with this phone for months, I don't think the answer is as obvious as you might think. Let's talk about it. And guys, if you enjoy videos like this, please make sure to subscribe as I'll be posting a lot more content. Now, let's get back to the video. This year is actually a little bit different because normally we'd be expecting the entire next generation of iPhones at roughly around this time. But according to the reports, Apple could be changing that. The iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max are still expected to arrive this year, but the regular iPhone 18 has reportedly been pushed into next year. Obviously, none of this is official until Apple actually announces it, but it does put the iPhone 17 Pro in a really interesting position because we're getting closer to the new Pro, but this phone isn't suddenly bad just because something newer is coming. And I think that's something we're all guilty of forgetting with tech. As soon as a new phone gets announced, the iPhone we've been happily using for the last year suddenly feels ancient, even though nothing actually happened to it. And that's why I wanted to look at this differently. Forget what's coming for a second. If I judge iPhone 17 Pro purely based on what it's been like to actually own, how good is it? The first thing I've realized after using this for months is just how little I think about it. And that sounds like a bad thing, but I actually mean it as a compliment. Everything is just fast. I don't think about whether an app is going to open quickly. I don't think about whether it can handle something. I don't really notice the A19 Pro chip. I just use my phone. And I think we've reached this weird point with smartphones where they're becoming almost too good for their own marketing. Because how much faster does my phone actually need to open Instagram? Half a second? Quarter of a second? At some point, I just don't care anymore. What I do care about is whether the iPhone still feels fast months later, and this does. Nothing about it feels old. And this is important when we're talking about whether you should wait for another generation. The display is another perfect example. It's one of my favorite things about this iPhone, and I basically never think about it. The 120Hz ProMotion display is so smooth that you get used to it almost immediately. Then you use a phone without it and suddenly everything feels slightly wrong. I've used this outside in Dubai. I've watched ridiculous amount of YouTube videos on it. I've edited photos on it, used it at night, and the screen is just consistently good. That's the problem with reviewing something you've owned for months. When something works this well, you stop noticing it. You only notice it when it's gone. And if the iPhone 18 Pro comes out with an even better display, cool. But would that suddenly make this display feel bad? Absolutely not. Now, if there's one reason I personally still understand buying the Pro, it's the cameras. I make YouTube videos, so I probably care about this more than the average person. And I'm not going to sit here reading every camera specs because that's not how I actually use my phone. I pull it out, take a photo, and I want the photo to look good. That's basically my camera test. And after months of using iPhone 17 Pro, I trust the cameras. That's probably the best way I can describe it. If I see something and want to capture it quickly, I know I'm probably going to get something usable. And I've actually ended up using the zoom much more than I expected. When I first got the phone, I thought I'd play with it for a few days because it was new, then forget about it. But I actually haven't. Especially when I'm outside, being able to get much closer to something without physically having to move is genuinely useful, especially in this Dubai heat. The front camera has been useful too, and these are the upgrades I care about, not the ones that look impressive on a spec sheet, the ones that I still notice months later. And then there's another side, because whenever Apple launches a new iPhone, there are always features that look amazing in the presentation, and then 6 months later, you realize you barely use them. Camera control is probably the best example for me. When this iPhone was new, obviously I played around with it. It's a new button. Of course, I'm going to press it. But now, half the time I forget it's even there. I'll still use it occasionally to get into the camera quickly, but when I'm actually changing things in the camera, I normally just touch on the screen because that's what I've been doing for years. And this is one of the reasons I'm not automatically saying everyone should wait for iPhone 18 Pro, because whatever Apple announces next year is probably going to look amazing on launch day. That's literally the point. But the question isn't what new feature does it have? The question is, which of those features will you still care about 6 months later? Those are very, very different questions. Battery has also been really good for the way I use my iPhone. I'm definitely not a light user. I'm consistently on YouTube, social media, messages, taking photos, making videos, using map, listening to things. And on a normal day, I don't really worry about finding a charger. If I'm filming loads or using navigation constantly, obviously I can get through it much faster. But generally, battery anxiety isn't something I have with this phone. And again, let's say the next iPhone gets a better battery life. I hope it does. More battery is always better. But there's a difference between this is better and I actually need this. My current iPhone comfortably gets me through the day, and an entire hour or two isn't necessarily enough to make me spend another 1,000 plus on a phone. Speaking of getting through the day, a quick thank you to Orico for sponsoring this video. They sent me their 8-in-1 magnetic docking station, and this is actually really useful if you're consistently running out of storage, but do not want to keep paying for more cloud storage every month. You can connect an external SSD, plug it in straight to your iPhone, and move your photos, videos, and files across whenever you need to free up some space. Plus, you've got all the extra ports in one really compact setup. I'll leave the link below if you want to check it out. Use my code for up to 40% off. Now, let's get back to the video. So why would I buy it? There's one huge reason I wouldn't rush out and buy a 17 Pro right now. Price, because timing matters. If you're watching this and you're about to pay full price for iPhone 17 Pro, then yes, I would seriously think about waiting. Not necessarily because iPhone 18 Pro is guaranteed to be dramatically better. We don't know that yet. But if you're spending that much money anyway, you might as well know exactly what Apple is offering next before making your decision. Worst case, you wait. See the new iPhone, decide you don't care about the new upgrades, and still buy iPhone 17 Pro, potentially for less money. That's very different from saying the iPhone 17 Pro itself isn't worth buying, because if you can find a genuinely good deal on one, now the decision becomes much harder. So this is what I'd do. If you currently have relatively recent iPhone and it's working perfectly fine, wait. There's no reason to rush. See what Apple announces, see what actually changes, and then make the decision. Because your current iPhone isn't going to suddenly stop working between now and then. But if you're using a much older iPhone, your battery is dying, your camera isn't good enough for what you need, or you found a really good deal on iPhone 17 Pro, I wouldn't be scared of buying this just because there's another iPhone coming. Because after months of using it, nothing about the iPhone 17 Pro feels outdated to me. And I think that's the most important thing. There's also one slightly annoying reason I'd find it difficult to move away from this phone: Apple ecosystem. And yes, I literally just made an entire video about being trapped in it, but it's relevant here. My Apple Watch works with my iPhone. My AirPods work with it. My photos appear on my Mac. I can airdrop things. I can copy something on my device and paste it on another device. And after a while, you don't even notice yourself doing these things until you try to remove one of those devices. So when I think about replacing my iPhone, I'm not really just thinking about replacing my phone anymore. I'm thinking about everything connected to it, which is incredibly convenient and also slightly evil. Apple definitely knows what they're doing. So, would I buy iPhone 17 Pro right now? It depends. If I was paying full price and my current phone was still working perfectly, no, I'd wait. We're close enough for the next iPhone Pro generation that I'd at least want to see what Apple announces before spending that kind of money. But if I found a really good deal on iPhone 17 Pro or genuinely need a new phone now, I would have absolutely no problem buying this, because months later, I still really like it. The screen is great, the camera is genuinely amazing, battery life works for me, it's ridiculously fast, and most importantly, it doesn't feel like a phone that's about to become ancient. And I think that's the trap we fall into every year. Something new comes out and suddenly we think we need it. But having lived with iPhone 17 Pro for months, the iPhone 18 Pro is going to have to give me genuinely a good reason to upgrade, not just be newer, because right now, I don't feel like I'm missing anything. And maybe when Apple announces the next generation one, I will completely change my mind. We'll see. But until then, I'm keeping the orange one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And if you enjoy videos like this, please make sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.